Every time you sit down to study something new, at first, you feel like you understand, you absorb, and you memorize. But after a short while, everything fades away, as if the information was never there to begin with. You start asking questions. Is the problem you, your focus, your intelligence, your memory? Or is there something deeper that you don't realize? The truth that many people overlook is that remembering is not about having a strong memory. It's about having the right method. The human brain doesn't work like a notebook, and it doesn't store information as it is. It reshapes it, connects it, and places it in specific locations within its own world. And now, I'm going to share with you 3 practical methods to remember what you study. Let's begin with the first method, turning information into a scene. The brain doesn't like abstract words, and it doesn't hold on to them easily, but it holds on to what it can see. When information in your mind turns into an image, into a scene, into something with a place and presence, you're not just memorizing it, you're placing it somewhere you can return to. It's as if you're not studying, but moving through what you've learned. And here, remembering becomes easy, because you're not searching for words, you're returning to places you already know. Now, let's move to the second method, writing. How many times have you read something and felt like you memorized it, but later couldn't recall it? Reading alone lets information pass, but it doesn't make it stick. The brain needs interaction, something that forces it to pause, to process, to rebuild. And when you start writing, you're not just copying what you read, you're reshaping it, breaking it down, and rebuilding it in your own way. Your hand moves, your mind focuses, your attention becomes fully present. And here, information transforms from something that passed by you into something that passed through you. And that difference is what makes it stay. And now, the third method, turning information into keys. The brain, despite its power, doesn't like complexity. The longer, more detailed, and more complex the information is, the heavier it becomes, and the harder it is to recall. But when you simplify it and turn it into something smaller, a symbol, a word, a small key, you don't lose the information, you compress it without losing it. And you become able to recall everything inside it, just by remembering that key. And here, your brain works smarter. Instead of carrying everything, it only carries what leads to it. And when these 3 methods come together, turning information into a scene, strengthening it through writing, and compressing it into keys, the entire experience changes. Studying is no longer a burden, and remembering is no longer a struggle. Learning becomes a natural, structured, and connected process. You start noticing the difference. Information stays, ideas become clearer, and your confidence grows. Not because you became smarter, but because you understood how your mind works. And in the end, the real question is not, how much do you memorize? But, how do you memorize?